The false prophet will impose a system that he's been working on now since the 1950s. And again, we haven't been paying attention. Now, let me talk to you about the Universal Product Code. The idea had nothing to do with biblical prophecy. They weren't doing something evil. The idea was so that they can inventory supermarket products effectively and quickly. Because how would you like to be the stock boy that went into the supermarket to count what had been sold after every day's business transactions when there's 5,000 products in a supermarket? What a pain. So they came up with a concept of how to put numbers that identify products through this UPC code on products. And basically the way it works is with several different types of characters. Some are longer than others. The ones on the end are long. There's one in the middle that's long. And there's some on the right side that are long. The shorter characters have numbers underneath of it. Do you see the 1600? And the bars above it are shorter than the bars on the left, the right, and the middle. And that's because the shorter bars are data character bars. They contain encrypted information in what is called binary. And the width of those bars are different. Notice right under the number 6 and 0 next to it, and under the 1600 there's a big fat dark bar. That has more modules, which is pluses and zeros, than, say, the thin white bar to the left or the right of it. And so these characters contain information that, when it's scanned, have a applied meaning. Now, the 1600 refers to a product ID number. Let's suppose it's ketchup. 1600 means ketchup. All right? On the right side of this UPC code, 66210, let's suppose that's Heinz. 66210 means Heinz. The number of the name of the manufacturer is 66210. That's the number of the name of Heinz. The number of the product and the name of the product is ketchup, which is 1600. Okay? So that's what those data characters means. Now I want you to look at, on the right side, the two number 6s. Do you see those two 6s where it says 66210? Now I want you to measure with your eyes the widths of the shorter bars above them. You see they're kind of uniform. There's a dark, a light, and a dark, and they're all about the same widths because the computer measures widths when it's scanned. It just measures the widths. Notice how both 6s are the same. Now take a look at the end bar on the left, the end bar on the right, and the middle one. Do you notice the similarity to the two 6s on the right side of the code? They're the same widths, although the bar on the end and the middle are longer. Let's go to the second. Do you see that? I've got a picture there of that 6 that you can now measure with your eyes in relationship to the other bars. Okay, can we have the next? Now, when the computer is activated, it's activated by the longer bars. They are merely triggers that tell the computer to pick up the smaller bars that are data. The computer cannot compute the data without those 3 guard bars. Those guard bars tell the computer to turn on, pick up the information, and turn off at speeds faster than the speed of light. The thing that I want you to see is that in the binary language here for the number 6, it's a light bar, a dark bar, a light bar, a light bar, a dark bar, a light bar, and a dark bar, and it's configured the same in binary language as the guard bars. Okay, give me the next picture. So the 3 guard bars in binary language is the number 6. You with me? And those are the bars that trigger picking up the data. All right, the next. And there you see the guard bars have no numbers under it, right? So if you were to look at a UPC code, you wouldn't know those guard bars are configured in binary language of the number 6. And that's why it says, let him who has wisdom calculate The number of the system. The number of the beast is the number of the system. It's not the number of Henry Kissinger. It's not the number of Prince Charles. It's not the number of a specific man. It is the number of the beast. It is the number of the system. You with me? Yes. Because all these people are using numerology to try to soothsay who the Antichrist is. This isn't even talking about the Antichrist. It's talking about the beast, the system. Let's keep it in context and not fly off trying to figure out things that can't be figured out from this scripture. This is the number of the system. Now, give me the next one, please. Now, let's talk about how this could be adapted for human use. So let's suppose we'll make you your own personalized mark of the beast number tonight. I'll make my own because you don't get nervous. Number 110, and if you give it its equivalent binary numbers and bars, happens to be the corporate ID number of the United States of America. Okay? There's about, 350 nations of the world. Everyone has a corporate ID number. They run all the nations like a corporation. Our corporate ID number is 110. So you give the corresponding data in the bars, and there's a person now that lives. We know where that person lives. They live in the area of 110, a number. Now, I put there, when I designed this, 619. It used to be the area code of San Diego. What's the area code here? They're different ones? 708. So instead of 619 there, put 708. That would be your local computer. Now, do you know that when they do ID checks on you to study your credit to see if you're credit worthy, they do it through the telephone company? Because you cannot get a telephone number with a bogus name. It's all pegged to your Social Security number. They'll know if you say, well, I'm Joe Smith. Well, you have to fill out the information to get a telephone number, and they'll know who you are. They won't issue you one. They check you out through the telephone company. So your local area code could go there. So this person lives in 110, which is the United States of America in binary language. The area of what we say was 708, which is Chicago. This person, we know exactly where they live. And now give me the next one if we have one more. Do we have any more? That's it? That must be it. Okay, just try to imagine on the other side now, where there's blanks, put in your Social Security number. Mine is 555-55-1025. So my personal mark of the beast number would be 110-619-555-554-1025. And the way that information is picked up is by the 3 6s. So it takes a 6 to activate the computer to pick up the binary information contained in the short bars. The next barcode that's longer there after the 9 tells the computer to pick up my electronic banking number. And the last one says, shut it off. So now I go to the supermarket, I buy my crackers, I buy my whatever I buy, they scan it, and then they scan my hand or my forehead, and they do an EFT, electronic funds transfer. Folks, the technology has been with us for some time.
The not-so-ancient technological past of computerized supermarket inventory control, product and company information was and still is controlled and achieved by scanners passing over barcodes. But in the evolution of barcode technology, a new development has emerged that promises to answer society's greatest problems: RFID. RFID is the latest technological advancement that utilizes pulsating radio waves that are transmitted right from a barcode. What this advancement in technology means is that now a barcode has the capacity to send binary information through the air direct to a receiver, eliminating the need for scanners. Presently, the technology allows information to be transmitted over distances of several hundred yards. But in the future, the emitting of barcoded radio waves will no doubt span much greater distances. As illegal immigrants fill our prisons, crush our healthcare system, and destroy our economy, the cry from most Americans is reaching the ear of our politicians. But what? What is to be done? A wall? What about the 12 million illegals already here? In addition, the illegal immigration issue is complicated by the threat of terrorism. We have been warned by our politicians that it's not if, but when we will be hit with another devastating 9/11 attack. But realistically, what can be done? And what about another grave crisis, identity theft? a $50 billion a year problem and growing. How do we secure our precious personal information such as Social Security numbers, checking accounts, credit cards that seem so easily accessible to thieves? What is the answer to these perplexing and dangerous dilemmas? RFID will be the answer, as it will do away with the present currency system, which is the only way thieves, illegals, and terrorists can operate. RFID will set up a cashless society where every citizen's financial, medical, and social transactions are traceable and trackable by computer technology via sound waves emitted from barcodes. In one mighty fell swoop, radio frequency ID will conquer and overcome all these seemingly unsolvable problems. The future can be seen looming on the horizon.